Hello and welcome to a SmurP video, and today we're looking at Transformers Age of the Primes Fugitive Waspinator from the animated series, and this is a retool of the Bumblebee figure, and it transforms in 22 steps. Age of the Prime size. This is considered Deluxe Class, which is, I find, a bit silly, to be honest with you. Then you've got, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then this is probably your mid-in-box side. Mine seems to be not sitting very well. Anyway, let's get him open and have a closer look at him. Okay, as it's exactly the same mold as Bumblebee, you can do the really cool drill thingy, majiggy. I think it's cool. I've always liked it personally and thought it was fun. Now, I've not really watched the animated show. I think I've said this numerous times, so I don't actually really know if this the look of Waspinator is anything like Bumblebee. I think in terms of Bumblebee being Bumblebee and Waspinator being Waspinator, it's actually quite cool that they are actually shown in the same series, and hopefully they made it interactive fun. Well, I can only hope. Like I said, not watched it. Probably has been on my agenda to watch for a long time. I watched a few episodes back in the day. That was probably about it. And I still love the theme song. Theme song was probably my favorite bit of the whole era. Nice Decepticon son, and I think this is the important bit. The head sculpt looks really, really good, and they have gone out to give a whole different head sculpt, which does certainly give me a Waspinator vibe. Like I said, I guess the argument is whether the body and the AUT mode can be justified in terms of how it looks. Let me get my camera to focus again and just come out slightly. So I'm just going to quickly look at articulation. So arm cannot really go round. It's a weird sort of motion going on there. You get the head sculpt. If you lift it up, you can't get that all the way around. Probably a bit weird, to be fair, in all honesty. So you can lift up like that. You have a single there, and then a little rotation on the wrist, which is nice. Got full rotation on the waist. You can swing out like so and kick forward and back quite easily. Nice swivel up there on the joint, and then you do have a double on the leg. Very low movement on the feet, but perhaps just enough for you to get him in to some interesting poses if you really want to. So let's bring in the weapons. So he has these two sort of blasters, and then you just simply put the stingers on there. They're stuck together. Oh my luck, they're probably going to go everywhere on the floor in the background. This is really hard to separate, harder than I was expecting. There we go, cut it off. And then very simple, you can put the stinger in like so. I feel like that's how it's meant to go. That looks a lot better. I do like that. It's got two pegs there, and then on the back you can put the peg in there like so, which is very, very nice. And let's just bring in the other blaster like that, which doesn't seem to want to go in. And then obviously the other piece is obviously the hands. There we go. And similar to Bumblebee, he holds them really, really well, and I think they are a great addition to this figure. And I think the figure looks really, really nice in this robot mode. Very cool. I like the gimmick with the drills. I like the fact he has two blasters, and you can also have them on his little backpack like so. So without ado, very simple, I'm going to go transform Bumblebee off camera because I'm a disaster on camera, and we can obviously have a look at how that looks. It should be exactly the same as Bumblebee's. We'll see what Waspinator's looks like. So similar to Bumblebee, Waspinator is a fun little bot to transform. So if I was thinking about getting perhaps my children into the hobby, which I'm not, by the way, this would be perhaps a figure that I would choose because it's small, it's cool looking, it's got nice accessories, and it is fun to mess around with. Now you've got a couple of options with the springers. You can either put them on the front like that. You could also have them in reverse, like mini little thrusters. So I do sort of like that idea. And then similar with the bottom, you can put them down here as well. And they sort of protect the wheels. Perhaps you can consider it as protecting the wheels. So I prefer when they're down here to reverse them. I feel that that works a little bit better. But each to their own, however you want it. Or you could simply just not have them at all. And the bot does look cool, other than some additional peg holes. Now it rolls very, very nicely. I think it combines really well. There are different paint on it. You can see a difference between the greens, which is always a shame, but you know, not unexpected. And you get the little thing on there. It would have been cool if that was a different color. I feel like that they could have done a little bit better with that, and just keeping that same color. They could have done yellow, for example. Sticking to perhaps a Waspinator wasp's natural colors slightly. But anyhow, this is a very, very cool figure, and I'm very, very impressed with this orb mode. As Bumblebee is naturally a flyer, it made sense to put him on a flight stand, and this probably isn't the worst job I have done. If you get the angles right, that looks very, very cool to me, he says, because it's his figure and it's the way he's posed it. Anyway, hope you liked my review of Waspinator. Probably long overdue. I think I've had this figure for, well, a few months, let's just say that. If you like my review, do please support me by subscribing. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed already. Make sure you look after yourself. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.